Dr. Marwan, thank you so much for being here with us today. So we're here at the Cardano Summit 2023, and we're going to have a chat about why it's here in Dubai today. I just want to start out because we haven't met before, but I've got to admit, when I was doing my research and stalking you on LinkedIn, I was introduced to you as the strategic advisor at Dubai Department of Economy and Tourism. But we have like over 350 mutual connections on LinkedIn. So I actually think that you're a blockchain guy from way back. So help me understand this. How do we put these two worlds together? I'd love to know a little bit more about your career profile and how you ended up doing what you're doing today.
So I started with Bitcoin actually back in 2012. So
oh, that's OG.
And I started from a law enforcement conference, which a person was talking about Bitcoin that's untraceable. And I was a forensics guy. I did my PhD in mobile phone forensics. So I said, no, everything's traceable online. And I took it upon myself to learn more about it. And I stumbled into mining. And I was fortunate enough to be at the early days of ASIC mining. So I jumped into that. And I saw the ROI was very good, excellent. It was better than anything else in the world. So I jumped in full on into the mining, and I did that from 2012 till 2017, and then the rest is history, as they say.
Amazing. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your role today.
So I'm CEO of Dubai Blockchain Center still, and I also advise the government on their approach to this emerging tech kind of world, especially like knowledge-based economy. I work with the team that is under the initiative called T33, which is the Dubai Economic Agenda 2033. And it has 100 different initiatives in 10 different areas, including things like sustainable manufacturing, precision medicine, knowledge-based economies, AI, and a lot of other areas. And the aim is to double the GDP in the next 10 years of Dubai.
Got it. Okay, and crypto is a big part of that, I guess.
100%. The crypto, metaverse, AI are all part of it. And there's an initiative called the Dubai Sandbox, which will focus on some key areas that we want to speed up in the next few years.
Yeah, maybe you can tell us a little bit about that. Like, what is Dubai's approach to this sandbox, and how is it different to other sandboxes, I guess?
So the difference is we focus on what we can get to market the fastest, as well as where the value lays for each kind of technology. For example, we just published a white paper on the metaverse and where we see the value in the metaverse. So a lot of people were looking at the value in the metaverse when it comes to gaming, for example. Yeah. For us, we looked at where the global GDP lays and where the value could be derived from the metaverse. And manufacturing was 16% of the global GDP. So we think manufacturing could benefit from the metaverse the most. It's more bang for the buck and could be faster. And one of the use cases, for example, that we looked at is aviation maintenance. So right now it takes about 8 hours to maintain an engine. If you have AI, augmented reality, as well as blockchain for the record-keeping part, you can speed that up from 8 hours to 45 minutes. Same job, better quality, smarter and faster.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that's a very different approach to, just thinking about it in the context of Web3 gaming. Very interesting, yeah.
100%. And Web3 gaming will come 100%, where it is a focus area for us. And we actually just published a 10-year kind of strategy for esports and gaming as well. And that's also sitting at the pace for what we are looking for. If you just mention general terms like esports and don't have focus areas, or mention something like blockchain without having initiatives to follow up, people just don't know what to do. They know that's a buzzword, they know that it's up and coming, but unless you put plans and paper down and focus areas and KPIs and teams responsible for them, and what is the deliverable and what is the aim financially as well, and which areas we're going to focus on, you're just going to mess it up.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I'd actually love to hear more about that 10-year plan, like particularly in the context of things like esports and even Web3 gaming. A lot of people are struggling to monetize, and they're wondering if there's a future in those spaces at all. So why are you kind of doubling down on that when other people are kind of questioning it?
I think this is the knowledge-based economy coming into play.
Right.
So we believe that the entertainment is shifting from traditional, consumable media like YouTube and other, streaming media into the gaming. The gaming kind of ecosystem, the watch time and the engagement is it's much bigger than everything else. So if you just take gaming by itself, it's bigger than watching things like series or things like smaller short-term videos. The gaming is much more engaging and longer, and people stay in it are much more engaged with it. So just if you take just that aspect of streaming of gaming by itself is a huge kind of game changer when it comes to streaming content than anything else before it.
Yeah.
Creation of the games, the talent economy that comes with it, on the narratives that are within the game, the storyline, the production teams that are involved right now, the talent that is needed for example, I don't know if you've seen the NVIDIA fully generative, non-participating players and how you can actually interact with it.
Yeah.
That was a mind-blowing kind of technology, but this is only the beginning. We're going to see much more kind of interactive content, interactive gaming, interactive kind of creative kind of worlds created with AI, created in metaverses with 3D assets that are created in this kind of AI and human creativity mixed together.
Yeah, I love your commitment to that because I feel the same. I really think that's where the future is going to be in terms of innovation and growth. But yeah, there has been a lot of skepticism toward the space. So I think, while other people are leaving it aside, it's a wonderful time to build on it. But shifting gears a bit, we were just having a little chat earlier before about how many people are actually moving to Dubai to either make it their home or build their businesses here. I know personally a lot of my friends who are based in India are moving over here as their first choice to come and be crypto professionals. Why do you think that is? And how has Dubai kind of sprung up as one of the leading jurisdictions in the world attracting this crypto talent where there's certainly a lot of competition for that as well?
I think it's very obvious. We started the world's first made-for-purpose regulator, which is VARA, Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority in Dubai. We did not try to peg crypto into traditional financial systems regulations. We went from the ground up, sat with the stakeholders within the crypto system, whether they're investors, institutional investors that wanted to jump into the space and were finding it very vague, whether they were actual exchanges and big crypto funds or market makers that wanted to get regulated but did not find the regulatory clarity around the existing jurisdictions. So we sat with them on the table. We had actually off-record kind of Chatham House rules during World Government Summit last year with key people, including Charles Hoskinson, who actually brought a lot of people to tears that day in that kind of conversation, because he explained the prospect of crypto and how that can be taken forward and what do we need to do as a society to actually enable it rather than shut it down and hinder it. And this was all way before the SPF kind of incident, and really resonated with us here in Dubai that we need to do something different. We needed to create a made-for-purpose kind of regulation that not regulates the underlying assets, but rather the activities, and creates rule books that can actually move the industry forward and create things like white papers for sustainable and also responsible AI, responsible blockchain, responsible metaverse, rather than dictate what we should be done.
Yeah.
By setting us what we expect and what is the definition of responsible in our perspective, we can bridge the gap between the industry and the governments.
Yeah, I was actually lucky enough to have a panel with Abu Dhabi Global Markets and the Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority of Dubai earlier today. And that was something that kept coming up, this theme of industry engagement and proactive collaboration. With that in mind, is that how you're able to have such an open-minded approach to things like metaverse, DeFi, DAOs, which some other jurisdictions are just not really sure how to deal with?
Yeah, and they're all complementary. You mentioned ADGM, you mentioned VARA, we have also RACDAO and Ras Al Khaimah. They're all complementary. We work together actually rather than compete together. We just celebrated yesterday Flag Day, which is the day that we celebrate not only the flag, but what it actually symbolizes, which is unity. We actually work together, not only as the 7 Emirates, but the community together, the industry, the private and public sectors. We have a lot of PPPs. We pride ourselves in Dubai to have a lot of these collaborations and being very agile to actually cater to the industries, the different industries. We regularly have meetings. I was surprised actually when I first joined Dubai Economy and Tourism on the amount of time that my boss was actually spending with different industry players. It is really, really eye-opening. It was really eye-opening for me to realize that this is not run as a regulator or an entity that actually looks at things that are, okay, how do we make the most money out of people who are living here? But no, how can we enable you to do business? How can we be a part of your success? How can we contribute to your story and narrative? You know, this is the Dubai ethos and this is the Dubai DNA. We are a city of merchant. We are run as a business. We are run for businesses to succeed because their success is our success.
I love that. I got that sense too in terms of it being a very approachable regulator as well. Shifting gears again, I was wondering, what do you think people get wrong about Dubai? What are some misconceptions that you wish that you could address?
I think one of the biggest things is people not coming here and judging Dubai from what they hear in the media. So I think everybody owes it to himself or herself to come and witness Dubai and experience Dubai, not only for one conference, because you're not going to get the sense of Dubai from coming to a conference. You're going to enjoy the conference, you're going to enjoy the different activities, but it's going to be very superficial. And a lot of the key players in crypto specifically, when they came to Dubai just for a conference, they didn't get the sense of Dubai. When they came and stayed there for 1 week or 2 weeks or sometimes a month, realized, wow, this is not only, events and parties and things like that, but it's actually there's huge substance here. There's a huge community here. And you can see it in the energy, actually. You can sense it a little bit in the events, but you can sense it even more when you go have, a casual dinner with your friends who live in Dubai. They explain to them why Dubai is personal to them, and everybody's Dubai is different. But there's something for everyone here in Dubai, and this is what you realize very quickly when you spend time with Dubaians.
Yeah, I can imagine that too, because I think there are a lot of people actually moving here to set up their business and their life. So that would be something that I would like to experience too. Final question for you. I'm wondering, how do you see the future of crypto in Dubai? What can we look forward to? What can we expect?
We want to make it the easiest and the most straightforward kind of approach for anybody moving to Dubai and calling Dubai home, but also somebody who has a successful business elsewhere and wants to really grow. A lot of African, for example, startups, especially within the crypto ecosystem, they grow to a certain age, and Africa is primed for growth. And this is one of the frontiers for crypto, especially when it comes to digital identity, when it comes to access to banking and finance and really inclusiveness. But sometimes they face like a glass ceiling when it comes to expansion. So when they relocate to Dubai, they find it extremely positive here and extremely growth kind of harboring and growth kind of incentivizing here in Dubai. Just a company moving their headquarters from anywhere else in the world, including and not limited to Africa, to Dubai, raises the valuation. They get much more talent. They get much more access to finance. They get much more access to the logistically to the whole world. They can access talent whether locally in Dubai or they are a phone call away or connectivity is extremely available here, but also logistically if they want to fly to somebody else and somewhere else.
Such a central location.
Yeah, it's a central location and direct flights as well. So the Emirates and Etihad Airways are both, very, very accessible from anywhere in the world with direct flights. So you don't have to, change airports or have connections. You can pretty much go anywhere in the world with a direct flight.
That is a big bonus. And there's a lot of people working very hard to build out the local ecosystem too, right? So if you get here, obviously you want to be able to make sure that you've got access to all the services that you need and the people you want to connect with. There's people dedicated to that, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And we have a concierge service within digital Dubai Economy and Tourism. And
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you have a business like let's say a crypto exchange or a layer one or some metaverse kind of ecosystem, and you actually want to move to Dubai but you don't know how to navigate the space, we can help you actually with that.
That is something that I could have used so many times in my life. I know that I've, set up companies in other jurisdictions and things like that and try and navigate it and figure out what you're trying to do. Like, It is so hard. Having a concierge to call on would be amazing.
Yeah, 100%. And this is a free service available from Dubai Economy and Tourism. And this is the team that I work with on a daily basis. So a lot of the crypto businesses that ended up moving to Dubai access that as well.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, thank you so much for sharing a little bit more about what we can expect if people are coming to Dubai, whether it be for tourism, holiday, event, or maybe to live here. I think everyone's got a lot to look forward to. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.